Hi everyone, this is Abhinav from Phone Bunch, and today we will be unboxing the Sony Xperia E1 Dual. It's available for around Rs 9500 and you do get a set of Sony headphones with the device. These ones, which are worth about Rs 1390. We'll have a look at them later. You also get 500 MB of data usage for 2 months on Vodafone with a new SIM card. The box is pretty minimalistic. It's a bit banged up as well. So you have a 1.2 GHz dual-core Snapdragon 8210 processor that's powering the innards with 512 MB of RAM and Android 4.3 Jelly Bean. There's a 3-megapixel camera at the back. There's no front-facing camera, and you have a 100 dB loudspeakerphone with Sony's X Loud and Clear Audio Plus technology. You also have a dedicated Walkman key. There's a 4-inch display on the device. You have Wi-Fi, 3G, GPS, as well as Bluetooth 4.0. Now let's go ahead and open up the box to have a peek inside. Adreno 302 GPU powers the graphics on the Xperia E1 Dual. You have 4 GB of internal storage. So that's the box open. Now let's first take out the phone. So here's the Xperia E1 Dual. We have got it in purple color for you. Now let's have a look at all the different things. First off, we have the micro USB to USB data syncing and charging cable. Let me just take that out. There you have it. The ports look really nice. It's a good quality cable. Then you have the headset. It's white in color. These are not in-ear style and they look pretty much exactly the same as the ones which came with the Xperia M. They have a silver pin and a single button interface to end and receive calls. Then you have the USB wall charger, which takes in your USB data cable. It's a 2-prong charger again, quite the same as the Xperia M and the Xperia L. So good quality accessories all around. Then you have the 1700 mAh battery. And here is your warranty certificate, your startup guide, which will guide you through the Xperia UI as well as Android in general. Then you have some other documentation, usage guides and stuff, and the SAR notification as well. That's the documentation. And here is the headset. It's purple in color because we got a purple handset. It has a golden pin. It's foldable. We'll test it out later. So folks, this is the Xperia E1 Dual. Let me just take that out. It's a bit thicker than I expected. In the front you have a 4-inch WVGA display that's 480 by 800 pixels in resolution, and it's scratch resistant as well. On the left you have the micro USB data syncing and charging port, and you can see the dual tone finish. In the middle you have black, while at the top and bottom you have purple. If you move to the top, you can see the 3.5mm audio jack as well as the dedicated Walkman key, which can bring up the Walkman player from anywhere, and you can also control media playback. On the right you have the volume rocker, and just below it the power lock and unlock button. At the bottom you just have a space to get the back cover off. Moving to the back, you have a 3-megapixel camera. There's no LED flash. At the top is what seems like a secondary noise cancellation microphone. You have the Sony branding in the middle and the 100 dB loudspeakerphone with the Xperia branding just on top of it. The back has a very nice matte finish to it. It's good to hold as well. It doesn't attract fingerprints. So now let's go ahead and open up the back cover. The back cover seems relatively easy to open, and yes, it is. It is quite sturdy, quite solid, doesn't bend or flex easily, and the textured back material makes it very easy to hold as well. Doesn't attract fingerprints, as I said earlier. The inside is laid out pretty well. On the left, you have the 2 SIM card slots, out of which the first one accepts your 3G SIM card slot. On the right of the SIM card slots, you have a space to get the battery in, that's 1700 mAh, and just above it, the micro SD card slot. I'll go ahead and put the battery, and then we'll power on the Xperia E1 Dual for the very first time. The back cover locks in quite tight. The phone feels really good to hold in the hand. It's a bit thick, however it is not that heavy at all. Now let me just remove this plastic sheet so you can see the boot animation much more clearly. As I said earlier, you have a 4-inch display right here. It says dual SIM right at the top. That's a sticker and can be removed. You have the Sony branding as well as the main earpiece up top along with some sensors. Just below the display, you should have a notification LED, and the buttons would be on screen as most other Sony devices, and you have a microphone pinhole right there. So the phone is booted up. I'll just come back after configuring it. So we are back. The phone is booted completely to the home screen. So this is the default Xperia UI for Android 4.3 Jelly Bean. Let me get into settings. So you can see from right here that the phone runs Android 4.3. It's a bit bright. Let me reduce the brightness. So you have automatic brightness, meaning you have a light sensor too. That's good. So it's Android 4.3 and you can see the model number. It's D2105. You have software updates too, OT updates that is. Coming to storage, you have 2 GB of inbuilt storage out of 4 GB that's available, and that's pretty much all that's available to the user. Then let's get into apps. Let's get into running information. So you can see that about 259 MB, which is now turned to 262, is currently being used by the system, and you have about 160 MB that's free, making a total of about 422 MB that's available out of 512 MB of RAM. The phone is running quite smooth, even though it has just booted up. Performance seems really good. This is the default app drawer. There are several new things with Android 4.3. You can see several apps pre-installed, however you still get 2 GB of internal space. The build of the device is really good, and the same price of about Rs 9,500. You have the Nokia X, the Samsung Galaxy S Duos 2, and for a bit more the Xperia M. We'll talk about these later in our benchmarks. For now, you can watch the unboxing of the Nokia X Dual SIM in India, as well as its benchmarks, and the review of the Canvas Elanza A93 from right here. Don't forget to subscribe. This was Abhinav Pathak. Thank you and have a great day.